Live from New Delhi, you're watching D-Day India News Hour, India's voice to the world. I'm Abhishek Mahajan, coming up in the next hour. In India, stampede at Andhra Pradesh's Tirupati Temple leaves 6 people dead and 27 injured. Prime Minister Narendra Modi expresses grief. Chief Minister to visit today. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi to inaugurate 18th Pravasi Bharatiya Divas Convention in Bhubaneswar. Los Angeles wildfires kill 5, thousands without power and water. Celebrities flee homes. Officials warn the worst is still to come. Antony Blinken dismisses Trump's statements on Greenland, urges European leaders not to waste time contemplating on something that's not going to happen. France and Brazil voiced concern over Meta's decision to halt US fact-checking operations. Meta oversight co-chair says hate speech can lead to real-life harm. Chad army foils destabilization attempt as gunfire erupts near presidency. 18 attackers and a security personnel dead. A top story. In India, 6 persons were killed and around 27 critically injured in a stampede at Tirupati Temple late on Wednesday evening, as people jostled for tickets for the 10-day Vaikunt Ekadashi festival scheduled to begin on Friday. The board has set up around 90 counters at various locations in Tirupati and announced that tickets would be made available from 5 a.m. on Thursday. The announcement drew tens of thousands of people eager to ensure their place for darshan. Visuals from the spot showed a sea of devotees lined up at the counters from Wednesday morning itself, and by evening the crowd had become unruly with pushing and jostling. According to the chairman of the board, the stampede occurred when a gate was opened to assist a woman feeling unwell, but the crowd surged forward all at once, leading to chaos.
This is a very unfortunate incident, never happened in TTD history. I sincerely request the devotees to apologize TTD, and we will have an inquiry in this. Definitely will take serious action against them.
A State Chief Minister N. Chandrababu Naidu condoled the incident, saying it deeply disturbed him. He has directed higher officials to go to the spot and take relief measures. The Chief Minister will visit Tirupati today. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi expressed grief over the incident, saying, pained by the stampede in Tirupati, Andhra Pradesh, my thoughts are with those who have lost their near and dear ones. I pray that the injured recover soon. The AP government is providing all possible assistance to those affected. All right, we'll go across to D-Day India's Jagdish Nair is joining us live from Tirupati, in fact, on the phone line. From there, he'll tell us about the incident. Jagdish, unfortunate incident that has happened there. What was the reason, primary reason of the stampede? People came together and maybe it could not be managed properly?
No, sir, the incident, to be said that it's an unfortunate incident. Never in TTD history happened like this. And this can be said that TTD very carefully arranges darshan tickets every year. It's not an this year, or it's a very big practice, and there will be a very huge officials team will be inspecting this ticket issuing counters, and there will be a proper planning also. Coming to yesterday's incident, TTD has arranged 9 counters. I want to tell you, 9 counters was arranged in 8 from Tirupati and 1 from Tirumala. Coming to the 8 counters in Tirupati, 7 counters was very clearly managed and everything was well and done. And 1 counter from Bairagi Patteda, where a very big park is very close to the queue line. the incident happened because of a lot of people who came from very long places. They have entered into the park, and inside that park, we can identify the lavatories and bathrooms are also available in that place. So almost for 3 to 4,000 people were entered into the park, and while opening the gates of that park, so unfortunately, suddenly the crowd was trying to rush into the gate, and suddenly this huge incident took place. And in that incident on spot, where I'm telling you, in Bairagipattada, there 4 people died on spot, and 2 from Vishnu Nivasan.
Now, Jagdish, you are saying that it has never happened before, and in fact, TTD has apologized for the stampede too. But tell us about the condition of the injured. I mean, over 20 people have been injured. Hope they are not badly injured, and hope the situation also is under control.
Yeah, coming to the situation, situation is under control, and 1 from Tamil Nadu and 5 from Andhra Pradesh were died, and 23 people are taken under treatment, and Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Nara Chandrababu Naidu, is ordered to give better treatment, and all those people are being treated in SIMS Hospital and Government Rio Hospital also. And today, by 12 o'clock, Chief Minister, he himself is coming to Tirupati to monitor the condition, and the huge level meeting was also held early in the morning also.
All right, Jagdish, thank you for the time being, but yes, we'll keep taking updates from you. The 18th Pravasi Bharatiya Divas Convention 2025, which kicked off in Odisha's Bhubaneswar on Wednesday, will be formally inaugurated by India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi on January 9th, that is Thursday. It will also feature a virtual address by the President of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. Prime Minister will remotely flag off the inaugural journey of the Pravasi Bharatiya Express, a special tourist train for the Indian diaspora, which will depart from Nizamuddin railway station in Delhi and would travel to multiple destinations of touristic and religious importance in India for a period of 3 weeks. The Pravasi Bharatiya Express will be conducted under the Pravasi Darshan Yojana of the Ministry of External Affairs. And the Prime Minister will also inaugurate 4 exhibitions at the 18th Pravasi Bharatiya Divas Convention, featuring the universal legacy of Ramayana, diaspora's contribution to technology, and Viksit Bharat, spread and evolution of Indian diaspora, heritage and culture of Odisha. The Pravasi Bharatiya Divas Convention is the flagship event of the Government of India that provides an important platform to connect and engage with the Indian diaspora and enable them to interact with each other. All right, we'll go across to Bhubaneswar. DD India's Amritpal Singh joins us live to talk more on this. Good morning, Amritpal. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inaugurate the 18th edition of Pravasi Bharatiya Divas Convention, which is the key initiative of government to connect and engage with the Indian diaspora. Tell us, what all do we expect today? What all will be showcased at the convention?
Well, the Prime Minister shall be formally inaugurating the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas, as you said, today in a few hours, in a couple of hours from now at 10 a.m. The Prime Minister is expected to make a strong pitch to the Indian diaspora to come and become a part of India's growth story. As India endeavors to become a developed nation by 2047, it has immense opportunities to offer to the diaspora. So the Prime Minister would be strongly urging diaspora to become stakeholders in India's growth journey. The Pravasi Bharatiya Divas every year is celebrated on the 9th of January. That was the day that Mahatma Gandhi returned to India from South Africa. So it is since 2003 observed as the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas. It's come a long way since it was conceptualized, more than 20 years now that this event has been going on. Yesterday, it's actually a 3-day event. Yesterday, the Yuva Pravasi Bharatiya Divas was inaugurated by the External Affairs Minister, Dr. S. Jaishankar, and the Youth Affairs and Sports Minister, Mansukh Mandviya, along with the Chief Minister of Odisha. Generally, Pravasi Bharatiya Divas in the beginning used to be held in Delhi, but then the government decided to take it to various states because because if the diaspora wants to invest, they'll finally invest in the various states. So it's the idea to showcase different parts of India and see that how meaningful engagement that's mutually beneficial with the diaspora can take place in various parts of India and is not just centered or focused on Delhi and Delhi alone. So that's the idea. What all is expected today? Well, the Prime Minister inaugurates the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas, then he goes to these 4 exhibitions that are on display, then they'll be thrown open to the public as in the delegates who are participating here. More than 4,000 people from about 70 odd countries have gathered here, converged here in Bhubaneswar to participate in this event. There are sessions being held. Yesterday there were meetings with business leaders that the External Affairs Minister held. Mansukh Mandviya addressed a session. The Odisha government is trying to showcase the potential of Odisha. So there are various sessions that are going on parallelly that shall be going on till it concludes tomorrow. Abhishek?
All right, Amritpal, we'll leave it at that. Thank you for your inputs. Earlier on Wednesday, India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar, along with other ministries and dignitaries, attended the Youth Convention in Bhubaneswar. The customary conclave of the younger generation as part of the PB Day celebrations is a testimony to the vital role and significant contribution in the building of a Viksit Bharat and India's global image. Speaking at the inauguration of which, Minister Jaishankar emphasized on the role of youth being paramount in the development of the country.
At a time when so many key developments in the world are being shaped by this younger generation, whether we talk of AI or EV, innovation or startups, space or drones, sports, chess, cricket, there is all the more reason to do so. We have just started our journey towards Viksit Bharat in the Amrit Kal. This is an endeavor that is very much about the future generation.
Further, the External Affairs Minister also underscored the influence of India's youth in global advancements, echoing the impact of PM Modi's leadership.
Observation by a famous Indian badminton player, PV Sindhu, on why Prime Minister Modi is a youth icon. She summed it up as his attitude, which moved the nation from chalta hai to badal sakta hai to hoga kaise nahi. Indeed, it is this very spirit which has driven our achievements in recent years.
All right, still to come on this edition of DD India News Hour. North India faces intensified winter chill. Kashmir Valley transforms into snowy wonderland. Jammu and Kashmir's rail dream takes shape with successful trial on Katra-Banihal route. And ISRO postpones SpaDex mission docking again.
Complex issues, hidden agendas, twists and turns, strategic games. We think all dots are linked, we just need to connect them. Join me every week as I connect the dots to unravel hidden designs in statecraft, mysteries and decode issues that matter to you. Watch Connecting the Dots with me at these times on DD India.
Welcome back. You're watching DD India News Hour. I'm Abhishek Mahajan. The winter chill intensified in most parts of North India as night temperatures in Kashmir Valley dipped in most parts to settle below 0 degrees. Tourists in the higher reaches of Jammu and Kashmir were in for a treat as heavy snowfall in the last 24 hours transformed the valley into a picturesque winter wonderland. And much to the frolicking travellers and tourism sector's shared benefit, the snowy trend is all set to continue this week. While Delhi is braced for colder days as the minimum temperature is expected to dip sharply by Friday, the city is also likely to see light rain over the weekend as a fresh western disturbance starts to impact the region from Saturday onwards. Temperature forecast for January meanwhile shows that the monthly minimum temperature is expected to be above normal in many parts of the country except some parts in east, northwest and west central India. All right, we'll go across to Bhadrawa. DD India's Tahir Nadeem Khan is joining us live to give us the updates from there. Tahir, Kashmir Valley transforms into snowy wonderland. How's the weather in Bhadrawa and what is the forecast for the days ahead?
Good morning, Abhishek. As you said, the entire Chenab region has further plunged into sub-zero territory. And right now, I am standing here at 8:15, and right now the temperature here is -3 degrees Celsius. And in Banial, which has emerged as the coldest last night, the temperature there was -7 degrees Celsius, closely followed by Kishtwar -5 degrees Celsius. But as you said, the tourists are coming in large number here. They're enjoying the snow-filled mountains, snow-filled valleys, and even snow-filled grasslands, which are filled with snow right now, especially Guldanda, which is located on Bhadrawa Pathankot highway, has emerged as the most loud snow destination of Jammu and Kashmir. And visitors from across the country are visiting there to enjoy the snow and bright sunshine. I must tell you, although temperature is very low, it is biting cold, but the sunshine remains here bright. There is no fog, no smoke as well. Earlier in the month of December, when there was a dry spell and entire forest was on fire, there was and the valleys were filled with smoke. But after 28 December's heavy snowfall, that smoke has disappeared, the fog has disappeared, and the weather here is cold but very pleasant. Although the locals are facing some problems, as you are showing on the screen, that water bodies have got frozen, water pipes have got frozen, and people find it difficult to procure their potable water for drinking. But still, the other thing is that tourists are coming in large number. That is compensating. And another thing I must tell you, Abhishek, one other thing which has emerged in last couple of days, that is some wild animals are in prowl in this area, because in search of food they are coming into the inhabited places. Wild bears, black bear and leopards have been spotted, and they have even vandalized some poultry farms near Bhadrawa town. So weather is very cold, but there are some problems as well which locals are facing, but tourists are enjoying this weather altogether.
But like you're saying, tourists are coming in large numbers, but they need to be careful also because weather can change any time. And you spoke about the wild animals also. Any special arrangements made by the authorities there to tackle them?
Yes, of course. The Wildlife Department, in fact, Wildlife Warden Mr. Chandra Shekhar has given an advisory on social media and even sent his men and those cages in the area where the wild animals have been spotted. Then people have been advised, and especially tourists, although locals are used to these kind of conditions, but tourists have been advised not to come out in the dark and also not to venture out before the sunrise or 11 a.m. in the morning, because not only wild animals, it is very slippery as well, because roads have set several shady places. Roads have become icy. They are frozen. Roads are there, and although administration is regularly spreading that salt and urea in those places, but still it is very difficult, and advisories are there not to come out, especially during dark.
People enjoy this weather, but advice for them, they shouldn't get carried away. We'll leave it at that. Thank you for your inputs. Days before the commencement of the Mahakumbh Festival 2025, Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath to visit the holy city of Prayagraj to inspect the preparations ahead of the world's largest religious gathering. A comprehensive traffic plan has been formulated in tune with Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath's directives for seamless transportation arrangements for pilgrims visiting the mega fair. This includes an AI-driven smart parking management system, steps to prevent overcrowding at key locations, and monitoring of entry points for safety and convenience of pilgrims. With temperatures dropping across Uttar Pradesh, Chief Minister called for heightened vigilance and preparation to mitigate cold-related health issues. He also directed officials to enhance medical facilities, particularly in regions where the cold wave's effects could be most severe. And Mahakumbh 2025 is round the corner. Air India's Siddharth Bharadwaj takes stock of the fire safety arrangements put in place by the administration so that the mega event takes place smoothly without any untoward incident.
In Mahakumbh 2025, the largest religious gathering in the world, where around 450 million people are expected to come. And when it comes to such a large gathering, the security is paramount. In fact, the security comes first, especially when it comes to fire safety. We are here at a temporary camp set up by the fire department. They say they have all the necessary equipment and they have trained personnel to make sure that this gathering remains peaceful and safe. Well, this is a very unique vehicle. It's called ATV, or any terrain vehicle. But why? Look at the tires of ATV. These are the specially built tires, especially for the muddy areas, because the Mahakumbh 2025, where people will come at the banks of Holy River, the area there is a muddy area. So in case of fire, not every vehicle can go and can respond in that particular situation. So that is why the ATV, or any terrain vehicle, it can go into the muddy areas and it can get the quick response in case of any fire situation.
We have a total of 50 fire stations and 20 fire posts in Kumbh Mela area for safety purpose. And we deployed around 350 different type of vehicles to meet out any kind of untoward situations. And our Jawan is well trained from the other agencies. Around 2,000 plus Jawan is deployed for Kumbh Mela. And we have the capacity to meet out any kind of disaster and fire emergencies.
A total of around 131.48 crore has been allocated for fire safety, enabling the deployment of around 351 firefighting vehicles and 50 plus fire stations. Over 2,000 trained personnel are there to make sure that everything goes in a smooth line manner. So the preparations are in full swing, along with security measures which are tight to make sure that the world's largest gathering remains peaceful, safe and secure. With camera person Rakesh Kumar, this is Siddharth Bharadwaj reporting for DD India in Prayagraj.
Well, let's go across to Prayagraj. Siddharth Bharadwaj is joining us live from there. Good morning, Siddharth. Prayagraj is all set to welcome the devotees for Mahakumbh Mela. How's the atmosphere there?
Hi, Abhishek. First of all, a very good morning to you. If you talk about the literal atmosphere, then there is a chill in the air. As you can see, Prayagraj again woke up to a foggy morning. Where temperature is continuously dipping, but the enthusiasm is soaring for the people. As far as Prayagraj is as far as Mahakumbh 2025 is concerned, that we know, Abhishek, that this is the world's largest religious gathering, and wherein around 250 million people are expected to come. Security measures are certainly tight. There's a 7-layer security that has been deployed. Starting from the monitoring, when people are entering from the city to the area where the mega festival is taking place, thorough checks and monitoring is taking place. Any vehicle or any person who's found suspicious is thoroughly checked. All the vehicles are thoroughly checked, and after a few days, the vehicles with only proper passes and proper accurate card will be allowed to enter the premises. Apart from that, when we go inside, there are dedicated space for tents, dedicated space for everything, including akhadas, dedicated places for the eateries. All have been set up. Apart from that, the sanitation drive is also taking place continuously. And, there's a special focus on sanitation, special focus on how to make this big mega festival, a digital festival, is also taking place. Apart from that, Abhishek, when it comes to safety in such a large gathering, I was also mentioning in my report as well that the safety is paramount. Safety comes first. When it comes to fire safety, Abhishek, there are around 2,000 personnel that have been deployed. Apart from that, there are different kind of vehicles, that the fire department has here, different type of equipments to make sure that in case of fire, they are the quick responders. They have different type of teams as well. You just saw in my report that they have special vehicles like ATV, any terrain vehicle, a vehicle which can go into the muddy areas where big vehicles cannot go. Apart from that, they have trained personnel like I just mentioned, and they also have different equipments as well to make sure that if there is a fire in any area, in any area in and around the premises, they can just go and provide the emergency response. Apart from that, in this mega festival, medical help is something which is very necessary. And right, just nearby the fire safety services, there is a medical hospital, temporary medical camp that has been set up, in which around 32 OPDs are there, Abhishek. Different types of OPD. They have major operation theater, they have minor operation theater, they have emergency room, they have X-ray room, and they have all the kind of OPD. With all the facilities included, this particular camp has promised all the pilgrims that they will certainly be having no issues as far as the medical health is concerned. Apart from that, Abhishek, a monitoring room has been set up, which is known as ICCC. In that monitoring system, there are big television screens and computer screens that have been set up. All the police personnel, the deployed police personnel, deployed officials are continuously monitoring the situation. Around 1,668 CCTV cameras have been set up inside the premises where this mega festival will take place, to make sure that no corner is left and there are eyes on every corner. There is continuous monitoring which is going on. We had a word with the officials there, and they told us that with this state-of-the-art technology, there is continuous monitoring which is taking place. Apart from that, Abhishek, there is one more thing. When I say that this mega festival is absolutely focusing on making this festival a digital one, I say that there are QR codes as well when it comes to medical health. People can, elderly people and people from every age group can just scan the QR code and get themselves registered. Apart from that, Abhishek, there is underwater drone monitoring system that has been implemented. This is for the first ever time.
Okay.
This underwater drone system will provide real-time footage, and will also, it has such a technology that this will be providing the real-time images from till 100 meters inside the water. And it will also deal with the bad lighting as well. So all in all, Abhishek, we can certainly say that this mega festival, Mahakumbh 2025, is the government's commitment to, providing, government's commitment certainly to provide safety to everyone, to all the devotees, to all the pilgrims.
Safety and best facilities also. Right.
Definitely. So the state-of-the-art facilities which are there in this festival, Abhishek, make sure that everything goes in a smooth line manner, and around 450 million pilgrims, devotees that are expected to come, they will certainly enjoy the festival, because this is all about devotion, this is all about spirituality, this is all about knowing yourself, and this is one of a lifetime experience.
Absolutely. Preparations, Siddharth, in full swing, and Prayagraj is all set to welcome lakhs of devotees. We'll leave it at that. Thank you for your input, Siddharth. The Indian Space Research Organisation has postponed the docking experiment of its 2 satellites rotating in low Earth orbit under the SpaDex mission. The space agency, in a social media post, said that the decision to postpone docking was taken due to detection of excess drift between the 2 satellites. However, both the satellites STX-01 Chaser and XTX-02, also known as Target, are safe and functioning normally. The drift was observed when ISRO undertook a maneuver to reduce the distance between the satellites to 225 meters. The drift exceeding expectations was during the non-visibility period. ISRO had earlier scheduled docking of satellites on January 7 and thereafter today. Due to the unexpected drift in the satellites, ISRO has revised the timeline, which will be announced soon. Now, the second shipment of rice from India under Bangladesh government's open tender agreement is scheduled to arrive at Chattogram port on Friday. Amid harvest season, the price of rice have continued to rise, contrary to the expectations of the interim government. To control the prices, the authorities have decided to import 50,000 tons of non-basmati parboiled rice from India, marking it as the first rice supply order since the formation of the interim government. The first shipment, which included 24,690 tons of parboiled rice from India, arrived on December 26 last year. Let's now take a look at other stories making news across the nation. Jammu-Srinagar Vande Bharat Express will soon run between Katra and Srinagar as final inspection begins on 111-kilometer long Katra-Banihal section connecting Jammu to Kashmir Valley. Consisting of 8 coaches, the Jammu-Srinagar Vande Bharat is specially designed that is equipped with anti-freezing features to provide comfortable travel to the passengers and better view to the drivers even in adverse weather conditions. Dal Lake, one of the Kashmir's most renowned attractions, is home to the iconic houseboats that have become synonyms with the region's charm and hospitality. More than just unique accommodations, these floating marvels offer visitors a deep connection to the rich culture and heritage of Kashmir. As tourism continues to grow in the region, houseboat owners are dedicated to ensuring that their vessels are prepared to offer guests a truly immersive experience. Preparations are underway for the 3-day International Camel Festival scheduled to kick off on January 10th. Celebrated with great fervour in the culturally rich district of Bikaner, Rajasthan, the festival showcases an enthralling heritage walk that displays folk culture, captivating both domestic and foreign tourists. Still to come on this edition of DD India News Hour. Donald Trump pays tribute to Jimmy Carter ahead of national funeral. NASA astronauts stuck on International Space Station say they don't feel like castaways. Tensions mount in Venezuela ahead of Maduro's presidential swearing-in.
Geopolitics and trade deals. Economic challenges amid development. Hard work and the path to prosperity. It's the economy always. Between walkers, money is what money does and says. Supply creates its own demand. Between the bulls pulls and bears tears. When supply chains globalization and India rises to the podium. We'll get you centered with the economic brief at 8 p.m. every Thursday on DD India.
Welcome back. You're watching DD India News Hour. I'm Abhishek Mahajan. Raging wildfires surrounded Los Angeles, killing at least 5 people, destroying hundreds of homes and stretching firefighting resources and water supplies to the limit as thousands of people, including A-list celebrities, evacuate. Our report. At least 5 people have been killed in rampaging wildfires around Los Angeles, with firefighters overwhelmed by the speed and ferocity of multiple blazes. Up to 1,500 buildings have burned in fires, forcing over 100,000 people from their homes. Hurricane force winds whipped up fireballs that leapt from house to house in the upmarket Pacific Palisades area, incinerating a swathe of California's most desirable real estate favored by Hollywood celebrities. Los Angeles County Fire Chief Anthony Maroon said his crews were overwhelmed by the scale and speed of the unfolding disasters. The city of Los Angeles is also not out of danger as yet. Los Angeles Department of Water and Power Chief Executive Janice Quinones pleaded with people to save water after hydrants in Pacific Palisades ran dry. Joe Biden, who was in Los Angeles with California Governor Gavin Newsom, was briefed on what the president called an astounding situation. He pledged that the federal government would be available to help the area recover.
We're prepared for anything and everything as long as it takes to contain these fires and help reconstruct. Make sure we get back to normal. It's going to be a hell of a long way. It's going to take time.
Having raised perhaps hundreds of multi-million-dollar homes, the Pacific Palisades fire looked set to be one of the costliest blazes on record. Wildfires are part of life in the US West and play a vital role in nature. But climate change is altering weather patterns. Southern California had 2 decades of drought that were followed by 2 exceptionally wet years, which sparked furious vegetative growth, leaving the region packed with fuel and primed to burn. Bureau Report, DD India. And the raging fire in real life gave a scare to real actors as the entertainment industry screeched to a halt amid the chaos. As wildfires devoured the swanky, posh neighborhoods of Los Angeles, the heat was felt by Hollywood stars too. A-list actors and other celebrities were among the tens of thousands of people affected by terrifying wildfires. The showbiz capital has been besieged by multiple out-of-control blazes. Many Hollywood events, including a glitzy awards show and a Pamela Anderson film premiere, have been cancelled. Hundreds of homes were destroyed in the swanky Pacific Palisades area, a favorite spot for celebrities where multi-million-dollar houses nestle on beautiful hillsides, while other infernos sprang up across the north of the city. Mandy Moore, the singer and This Is Us actress, Emmy-winning actor James Woods, Star Wars star Mark Hamill, Oscar winner Jamie Lee Curtis were all forced to evacuate as raging fires devastated entire neighborhoods. Meanwhile, next week's unveiling of the Oscar nominations was pushed back until January 19 to give Academy members affected by fires more time to cast their ballots this week. Several other major Hollywood events have already been called off or postponed due to the disaster. The annual Critics' Choice Awards Gala was delayed from this Sunday to January 26. Premiere for The Last Showgirl, a red carpet screening of the Robbie Williams musical film Better Man, press conference for Golden Globe winner Emilia Perez were cancelled. Shooting for many Los Angeles-based shows such as Grey's Anatomy, Hacks and Jimmy Kimmel Live has been paused. Universal Studios theme park was closed for the day due to the extreme winds and fire conditions. Bureau Report, DD India. And the ongoing wildfires in California are unprecedented in the sense that they are dramatic for this time of the year. Research shows the state's fire season is widening as a consequence of climate change. Scientists broadly agree that rising temperatures are making such fire-prone conditions more frequent. So short-term extreme weather create perfect conditions for wildfires. Prolonged dry spell, strong winds created perfect conditions. Debates over suburban sprawl, forest management intensifying, and climate change intensifying heat that drives wildfires. Heavy rains fueled vegetation growth in the first half of 2024. Second half of 2024 marked by drought, resulting precipitation whip-splash turned region into tinderbox. Low humidity and strong Santa Ana winds further parched shrublands. Small embers carried by wind to ignite new areas. Higher housing costs forced many to move into wildfire-prone areas. U.S. long practiced aggressive fire suppression. It then gradually embraced prescribed burns. Moving further, outgoing U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken on Wednesday rejected President-elect Donald Trump's idea about taking over Greenland. Addressing joint press conference with his French counterpart Jean-Noel Barrot in Paris, Blinken said that U.S. takeover of Greenland will never occur. Take a listen.
We're stronger, we're more effective, we get better results when we're working closely with our allies, not saying or doing things that may alienate them. Having said that, it's the idea expressed about Greenland is obviously not a good one, but maybe more important, it's obviously one that's not going to happen. So we probably shouldn't waste a lot of time talking about it.
And my colleague Akshay Dongre has more information on this. He is joining us live from Delhi. Akshay, Trump has said that the US needs Greenland for national security reasons. Blinken says it's not a good idea. What details do you have?
Well, the ongoing slugfest not only is limited to Greenland. We also have Panama Canal, which has been taken up by President-elect Donald Trump time and again. In fact, it's not just these two countries, but also Canada, where on the Truth Social application, Donald Trump has been calling for an inclusion of Canada as the 51st state of the United States of America. And we are seeing a slugfest going on between not just Donald Trump, but also Elon Musk and the former Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau now, where Elon Musk has called, or has taken shots at Justin Trudeau for rejecting the idea of U.S. President-elect Donald Trump to have Canada as one of the other states of the United States. So these kind of statements that have been coming in from the top leadership, one can say, of the United States, and these are statements related to different areas. Now, if you look on the northern side of the U.S., you have Canada, where the kind of statements that have been made have not just made the political class, but also the people uneasy. Then on the left side, you have Greenland, where Denmark has Danish Prime Minister has outrightly rejected the possibility of anything of this sort happening, where Greenland can be sold to the United States of America. And we also have the Panama leadership also rejecting the idea of Panama Canal being included or being taken over by the US. Now, a question has been raised whether an economic force will be used by US President Donald Trump or a military force, because these are the two ways through which any kind of this process can be taken out or carried out, but no clarity has been given by Donald Trump on how he plans to include either Canada or have Greenland as part of the U.S. territory, or Panama Canal, because as far as the leadership of all of these areas are concerned, all of these regions are concerned, they have outright rejected any possibility of this happening in any near future. So it remains to be seen that what plans do Donald Trump have for his presidency, especially to have these things achieved, as far as these tall claims are concerned, to have more territory included into the United States.
Right, Akshay. I mean, a lot of things are expected to be changed when Donald Trump takes over formally on January 20th, and it generally happens when the leadership changes. But sticking to this, what is the strategic importance of Greenland, Akshay? I mean, why is Greenland important for the US, specifically for the US military?
Well, Abhishek, it's like, why is any territory in any different part of the region can be, strategically important for any country, for that matter. For example, if you have China buying Greenland, then it will have territory there. It will have the maritime borders there. It will come closer to Europe. It will come closer to the United States of America. It can have its own military bases there. So Greenland is its own strategic importance. Especially if you look at the region, if Greenland were to be included hypothetically into the United States, or if Canada were to, then clearly the country will have more landmass. It will have more territory. It can have more natural resources are present in Greenland. There have been surveys. Greenland has a large landmass, which can be used to, either build housing societies, either rehabilitate people, even move people from the United States territory to Greenland, and start industries there, or to make some military bases. So any kind of new territory included in any country, then it definitely brings some advantages when it comes to strategic advantages are concerned. So perhaps that's the thinking behind all of these claims that are being made by Donald Trump.
All right, Akshay, we'll leave it at that. Thank you for your inputs. Moving on, Chad foiled an attack on Wednesday after unknown assailants opened gunfire near the presidential palace in the capital, N'Djamena. Gunmen launched an attack on the presidential complex on Wednesday, sparking a battle that left 18 attackers and 1 security personnel dead and several others injured. Chad's government spokesperson later said the situation at the presidency was completely under control. The incident comes 2 weeks after Chad held parliamentary elections, which were boycotted by the main opposition. And Venezuelans witness atmosphere of tension and uncertainty ahead of President Nicolas Maduro's inauguration on Friday. Former president and opposition's leader Edmundo Gonzalez visited Panama on January 8 and handed over copies of the election tallies published by them to be kept in country's custody. Gonzalez is now on a regional tour to promote the opposition's cause and who is recognized by various countries as president-elect, including US President Joe Biden and now French President Emmanuel Macron. Maduro is set to be inaugurated for a third presidential term following a contentious election that has garnered both domestic and international criticism. Following the July 2024 election, Venezuela's National Electoral Council declared Maduro the winner despite never publishing the vote tallies. The opposition contested this result, proclaiming opposition leader Gonzalez as the victor with claims that he had more than double the votes of Maduro. And US President-elect Donald Trump and his wife Melania Trump paid tribute to Jimmy Carter ahead of a national funeral. Former President Jimmy Carter's casket arrived at the US Capitol on Tuesday afternoon for a military tribute and to lie in state in the US Capitol Rotunda, with lawmakers and members of public invited to pay their respects. Trump is scheduled to meet with Senate Republicans who hold a 53-47 majority following his visit to Carter's casket. He is also expected to attend Carter's funeral in Washington on Thursday. The president-elect is seeking to rally Republicans around a policy agenda that includes tax cuts, border controls and an increase in fossil fuel production as he prepares to return to the White House in 12 days. 2 astronauts of US who have been stuck for months on the International Space Station said they have plenty of food, are not facing a laundry crisis and don't yet feel like castaways. Veteran astronauts Butch Wilmore and Sunita Williams arrived at the ISS in June aboard Boeing Starliner spacecraft and were due to spend only 8 days on the orbiting laboratory. But problems with the Starliner's propulsion system prompted NASA to change plans, with a return flight now scheduled for late March at the earliest. After the propulsion problems developed, NASA ultimately decided to return the spacecraft to Earth without its crew and to bring the 2 stranded astronauts back home with the members of the SpaceX Crew 9 mission. The French Foreign Ministry voiced concern over Meta's decision to halt US fact-checking operations for its Facebook and Instagram platforms, saying it would be vigilant over the group's respect of European laws. Meta's recent decision has drawn criticism worldwide, with Brazil's communication minister Sidonio Palmeira labeling it a move bad for democracy. Meanwhile, the co-chair of the independent body that reviews Facebook and Instagram content has said she is concerned about how parent company Meta's decision to ditch fact-checkers will affect minority groups. Meta on Tuesday abruptly slashed its content moderation in the United States, including ending its fact-checking program on Facebook and Instagram in a move that confirms with the priorities of incoming President Donald Trump. Sports updates now. We'll start with badminton. Indian men's doubles pair of Satvik Sairaj Rankireddy and Chirag Shetty will take on Malaysia's Tanvi Keong and NM Azrin Ayub in the second round of the Malaysia Open badminton tournament on Thursday. Earlier, the Indian duo defeated Ming Che Lu and Tant Ke Wei of Chinese Taipei in 3 games, winning 21-10, 16-21, 21-5 in just under an hour. Meanwhile, India's HS Pranoy will take on China Li Shifeng in the second round today morning. Pranoy earlier overcame Canada's Brian Yang in a 3-game encounter held over from Tuesday, when many matches were rescheduled because of a leaking stadium roof. And in Hockey India League, Tamil Nadu Dragons edged past team Gonasika 6-5 in a thriller at the Birsa Munda Hockey Stadium in Rourkela. Gonasika scored twice in the first 10 minutes. However, Dragons bounced back after the 15th minute, scoring twice to end the first half at 2 goals apiece. Second half saw both teams go back and forth with the scores tied at 5 goals each. Local boy Karthi Selvam scored the winning goal in the dying minutes of the game. Jib Jansen scored a hat-trick for the Dragons and was adjudged the player of the match. And Prayagraj, one of the sacred pilgrimage sites in North India, is gearing up for the Mahakumbh, which is set to begin on the 13th of this month. Celebrated after every 12 years, the Mahakumbh attracts millions of devotees and travellers from across the globe, all seeking salvation and spiritual renewal. India's Minister of Information and Broadcasting, Ashwini Vaishnav, launched a special song of Akashvani and Doordarshan dedicated to Mahakumbh 2025. We'll leave you with this very special song. Thanks for tuning in. Namaskar.
Om Namo Gangayai Vishwarupini Narayani Namo शिव शिव शंभु शंभु है महाकुंभ है महाकुंभ है महाकुंभ है महाकुंभ है धाम त्रिवेणी शंभु शंभु है महाकुंभ 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 है कण कण शिव शिव शंभु शंभु है महाकुंभ है धाम त्रिवेणी शंभु शंभु है शंभु शंभु है शंभु शंभु है शंभु शंभु है धाम त्रिवेणी शंभु शंभु है शंभु शंभु है महाकुंभ 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 है संचालित जो स्वयं ही होता ये वो यंत्र है देवगणों का इस धरती को देव मंत्र है चिट्ठी है ना तार है मेला ये अपार है पुण्य का परिणाम है मोक्ष का ये द्वार है शिव शिव शंभु शंभु है 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 महाकुंभ 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 है संत अखाड़े साधु जोगी और तपस्वी एक साथ सब लगा रहे संगत में डुबकी बाबा जोगी बांट रहे जन मन को शुद्धि एक जगह आ बैठी है भक्ति और शक्ति कण कण शिव शिव शंभु शंभु है शंभु शंभु है शंभु शंभु है धाम त्रिवेणी शंभु शंभु है शंभु शंभु है